my name is Natalia Agarwal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thanks to all who have subscribed to my channel. Who have not subscribed, please do it right away. And we have been covering quite a few topics. Recently, I've covered two topics on ADA, that is missing value treatment and outlier treatment. This is another important topic, that is we will see few of the interview questions on in during this ongoing video sessions and all this. I'll try to capture as many questions as possible, but in one video it is not possible. So what I would do is I would break it into different parts. This is part one. So recently I have been screening few of the profiles or people who reach out to me that I want to transition my career into data science, or I want to become a data analytics person, but I'm a fresher or I don't have any experience. How to transition my career? So first of all, guys, you should be very aware of that what is difference between data science and data analytics. See, data analytics is nothing but it is a major part that of data science project. 80% of data science project is made up of data analytics. What is data analytics? When you get insights from the data. And how you will get insights from the data? When you will analyze your data. So if you are going for any interview, your major questions will be around this data analytics then compared to your modeling and other parts, because data analytics plus modeling and your predictive analytics, prescriptive and deployment, all these make a complete data science cycle. But data analytics is very important and very crucial part. So guys, I would take a few questions over here, but before that I'll tell you that what is the mindset of people, or you guys would agree with me that for most of the people, what is data science? Data science just means building some very fancy models in machine learning or deep learning, and then doing a and saying I know this model, I know this RNN model, or I know this ANN or NLP models, or my logistic regression or KNN, SVM, all these models I know, but I know how to do it. So then and there your interviewer will, okay, as an interviewer I would listen, but then my first question would be, okay, now tell me, how did you get the data? How did you get the data? How have you collected the data? Okay, how did you collect the data? So that's where people start to fumble, and interviewer knows that this person doesn't have any experience, or this person is very new in this field. He has not worked on these fields. Actually, he doesn't have a technically sound background on this part. So how you will collect the data? I will understand my business requirement. I will see what all things are required, what all fields are required, and I'll go ahead and ask my data engineering team. You can say that this is not something that we do. It is done by data engineering team. We have data stored, whatsoever is your organization storing data, and they are storing in database, they are storing in Databricks, they are storing in cloud, or whatsoever, howsoever they are storing. So from there they are fetching the data and they are providing to data analytics team. That should be your answer. Or if you know this process in your organization, if you are part of this process like a big data engineer or anyone or database engineer, you can go ahead and answer this question. But this is the very first question that an interviewer will want to know. Now, what was the depth of data? Or I would say size of data. That is very important for any analysis to know. Then what is the size of the data? How huge was the data? How many rows, how many observations were there in initial data? Or what time period you have collected the data? It was what are the different columns in the data? How many columns were there? So these all questions will come under this broad heading. Definitely interviewer will break it down, but yeah, there are different ways to ask this question. But for me, if I'll ask, okay, for how much historical data have you collected? If you have made any project, definitely you will see there is a historical data. That historical data would be over some time period. If it is a log data, even 1 month data is a pretty much good historical data, because you have every second, every minute log present. So that is a huge data. So you can say I have, even a month data is huge for a log data. A day data will also work for you. So it is a daily data that I collect. Or if you have airline ticket pricing data, so how I have that data, I have for 3 years or 5 years. If you have any manufacturing industry data, so what is the historical data? So you should be aware of all these questions when you're going for any interview. If you have worked on either on any academic project or any real-time project, but these are something that you should know. How much historical data you collected. Moving to the next question. So you have solved the question how you collected the data and what is the frequency of the data, or how historic, or what is the size of the data. How many observations were having? 10 lakh, 1 million, 3 million. What was the data capacity, or how much data you were having? How many variables you were having? Were you having one variable, two variable, 100 variable, 150? If you are having a transactional data like a financial transaction data, you will have n number of variables. I would say, yeah, I was having some 35 and 40 variables. Oh, that's huge variables. Now, that's a huge number of variables. How you would, what measures you took to reduce these variables, or did you go with all the variables? These are some next questions. These are some trailing questions that an interviewer will ask with your data. So guys, be very clear on the data part. These are very initial parts, but they are very crucial parts, because from this second question onwards, the role of a data analyst or a data scientist begin. Okay, so coming to the next question. Okay, now I have said I have these many variables and these mesh data. So did you do any data profiling? Now, what is data profiling? First, you should know what is data profiling. So what's the question? Did you do any data profiling? Or some ask, did you do any EDA? EDA is exploratory data analysis. Both are same. Data profiling and exploratory data analysis, both are same. So how you would profile your data? That is also known as pre-processing of your data. How you did? What are the steps there? So there are missing value treatment. I remove duplicates, I remove outliers, or whatsoever. I imputed outliers, or I treated outliers. These are three basic things that you would do. How you did that? Now the next question is how you did that part, how you did a missing value treatment. Did you remove the data? No. So check out the video on missing value imputation, and you will know that what are the different methodologies. Try to practice and see in which data set or which problem statement what step you have taken. Same goes for outlier treatment. That is also a different video that I have recorded and it's uploaded. You can check for that also. And third is duplicate values. So duplicate values, of course, it's a redundant value. You have to remove it. So generally in 99.9% cases, you would remove duplicate values. That's pretty much simple. So these are three basic steps that anyone should know. And that would give a good impression. If you are able to explain these things, it will give a good experience and impression for interviewer also. Yeah, this person has done something. He or she knows what are the basics, how he collected the data, what are the data, what is the data size, how many variables you have, and all these things. So this is very basic set of around, if you see, if you expand these questions, this will make around 8 to 10 questions. These are very broad three categories of the questions that I have listed down over here, but these are your questions which are very basic. Any interviewers expects you to know these questions, answers to these questions, and they also expect you to be correct if you have actually worked on any project. Okay, so you can expand these questions. As I told you, you can see different features of it, different ways you can figure out this question and see what are things attached to that and work on these questions. So this is part one of interview questions. From here onwards, I will tell you guys further questions also, because in this situation, in this pandemic situation, or if it's not pandemic also, it's very means you would be lucky to get an interview call. So I don't want you guys to screw it up. It would be better that if you can practice this question, it will give you more confidence. It will give you an insight how the world really works. So guys, all the best. And if you going for any interviews, definitely try out these questions and see how it works. Let me know in the comment section. Please do like, share and comment. Let me know how you feel about it, or if you want to know anything further. I'll keep recording such videos for you guys. And thanks for the subscription. If you have not subscribed, you can go ahead and subscribe it. Thank you. Stay safe. Bye bye.